Wait a minute. Wait.
I'm new in town and I'm awfully lonely. I wondered if you wouldn't mind buying me lunch.
Wait, hold on. You can't come. Gregory, this was.
Stop! Don't. George. It's
Michael Dorsey, okay? Your favorite client.
How are you?
You are psychotic.
No, I'm not. I'm employed.
The AFI shows 1959's Some Like It Hot as its top comedy of all time. Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon dress as women and join an all-female band run by Marilyn Monroe to hide from gangsters. Number 2 on that list is a similarly themed movie I personally think is much funnier, 1982's Tootsie. Tootsie tells the story of Michael Dorsey, an aspiring actor who has made a small name for himself, but mostly because while he's very talented, he's also a pain in the ass to work with. I'm guessing that wasn't a big stretch for Dustin Hoffman. Dorsey also runs a small acting class and works towards earning $8,000 to put on his own play, written by his roommate Jeff, played by Bill Murray with his typical likable smarm. His friend Sandy Lester, played by Teri Garr at her neurotic best, is to be the co-star with Michael, but unfortunately funds are harder to come by, and not made any easier in a very competitive field, made worse by Michael's inability to compromise.
You are a wonderful actor.
Thank you.
But you're too much trouble. Get some therapy.
Okay, thanks. I'm gonna raise $8,000, and I'm gonna do Jeff's play.
Michael, you're not gonna raise 25 cents. No one will hire you.
Oh, yeah?
Sandy is up for a soap opera part, but is immediately dismissed without even an audition. Michael finds out that a peer lied to him about a part and had left the soap opera to be a part of it, so in a fit of pique and not a little financial desperation, he dresses up as a woman named Dorothy Michaels and tries out for the part Sandy wasn't able to get. He's feisty, and that surprises the producers, and he gets the part. While Dorothy is a big hit and his employment and cash flow problems are fixed, his personal life goes out of control. He has male co-workers being sexist to him. He falls in love with his co-star Julie, who thinks Dorothy is a lesbian. Through a misunderstanding, he ends up dating Sandy, and his co-star's father wants to marry him. It all comes to a head when the studio picks up his option for the next year, and Michael realizes he's trapped himself. How will he get out of this mess? Let Sandy down easy, get Jeff's show going, and finally get with Julie. And most importantly, does this outfit make him look fat?
I signed a contract, but I didn't know I was gonna be working for the rest of my life as a woman.
To give away any more would take away from the discovery of a truly funny movie. The second most profitable movie of 1982 and a runaway hit, everything in this movie still works to this day. Tootsie was a long development process that started back in the late 70s with Don McGuire, a fashion designer who wrote the original screenplay Would I Lie to You? Buddy Hackett found out about it, and he wanted to play the agent. Hackett got Charles Evans, the brother of a very prolific producer at that time, to purchase the rights for $35,000. Evans hired Bob Kaufman and Dick Richards to do a rewrite. Interestingly, Dustin Hoffman was working on a script with playwright Murray Chagall about a tennis player who dresses up as a woman to help him win. Man, the warnings were there even 40 years ago. Hoffman caught wind of Evans and Kaufman's script and decided to have Murray work on that instead. At this point, Sidney Pollack came on board to rewrite with Larry Gelbart. Gelbart found the main theme was that Michael Dorsey would become a better man having been a woman. Gelbart was not given any credit, instead going to Chagall. Gelbart's career was far more prolific, but his clashes with Hoffman left a bad taste in his mouth. To quote, "Tootsie is my vision, despite Dustin Hoffman's lifelong mission to deprive anybody of any credit connected with that movie, except for his close friend, the writer and producer Murray Chagall."
I can't act with this.
Oh, shut up.
Sidney Pollack wanted to do this, but not as a farce as many others would have done. The comedy had to be situational, so there had to be an air of realism. It had to be grounded. So Dustin Hoffman started this journey by asking Columbia students to make him a woman. If he couldn't do it plausibly, he wouldn't pursue it. But it turned into a profound experience for him. When he saw himself, he realized that this was a woman that would be interesting to talk to, as it was himself. Not from a narcissistic point of view, well, maybe a little bit, but just because he knows what interests him, so why wouldn't he be interested in himself as a woman? So he asked the Columbia students to make him more attractive, at which point they said, "Sorry man, this is as good as it gets."
I'd like to make her look a little more attractive. How far can you pull back?
How do you feel about Cleveland?
It was at that moment he realized that he was dismissing a lot of interesting women simply because they didn't look good enough. It was humbling for him, and he took that idea into the movie. I said that the part of a pain-in-the-ass actor wasn't a stretch for Hoffman, as he and Pollack would have several screaming matches during the course of production, usually on Mondays, as they would both be working on the script over the weekends, then come back and have a big fight about it. There were a lot of names in this movie, including Teri Garr, Gina Davis, Jessica Lange, Charles Durning, Bill Murray, and Dabney Coleman. Coleman was actually on the set of the last day of filming and didn't think much of the movie.
This is a nightmare.
According to him, Sidney Pollack didn't either. Coleman referred to the experience as a pain in the ass and claimed that on his last day on set, Pollack said, "Thank God no one will see this piece of shit." Of course, he conceded later that they were both wrong and called Tootsie unquestionably one of the greatest comedies in the last 50 years. Teri Garr was hesitant to play Sandy, thinking it wouldn't be a comedy. She was assured it would be, and that they would use any ideas she had. Sandy screaming in the bathroom for a half hour? That was all Garr. It was Gina Davis's first movie. She didn't know you weren't supposed to be on set if it wasn't your day of shooting, so she'd just camp out next to Pollack all day. Bill Murray insisted on not being credited and didn't want to do any publicity for the movie because he thought it would be a great practical joke. Hoffman insisted on having him, and Murray improvised most of his lines. Tootsie is one of those movies I can put in and still enjoy, and laugh at repeatedly. Like Ghostbusters, the humor never gets old. But it's not really talked about anymore, seemingly forgotten, and that's a shame. It bested every other movie that year except for E.T. in box office, including The Thing, Rocky III, Star Trek II, 48 Hours, Poltergeist, First Blood, Tron, and many, many other classics. Yet, it isn't really talked about in the same breath as these. It should be. It's just as much of a classic as any one of these.
Sweet Tootsie Roll. Hey, Tootsie.